Greetings once again, guys. Back in Sydney and back at the movies thanks to Disney and Marvel Studios. Tonight we have been invited to the brand new Marvel Studios film, and that is The Marvels. Of course, we are also at the newly reopened IMAX Sydney. Of course, the brand new film stars Brie Larson in the role of Carol Danvers, as well as that Iman Vellani in the role of Kamala Khan, and in the role of Monica Rambeau, we see Teyonah Parris. Extremely looking forward to this film, especially on IMAX. We're just about to head in and check this film out. Hopefully you enjoy the footage in the meantime, and I'll be back after this to let you know my thoughts and to give you a review of the movie. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Sorry, and can we find one? Sorry, can we find one? Yes. Hope you're okay.
Nice. Sorry, man. Right. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Crystal, are you good? Amazing. Really happy has a laptop.
It's been unbelievable. Holding on to this for so long and just seeing all these incredible things coming to life. Cut to Marvel Flip logo.
It's been a long time coming. I think there are a lot of fans who have been patiently waiting to see what Captain Marvel has been up to.
Carol Danvers,
Nick Fury.
prodigal child of the Milky Way.
After the first film, we're at an interesting spot. She's dealing with being on her own. And then suddenly she's thrust into a situation with this new team, grappling with what it means to be a leader. I know that this situation isn't ideal, but got a plan.
I'm really excited for audiences to see the kind of Marvel movie they haven't seen before.
It's been really cool teaming up together.
We've just had the best time. That's the kind of stuff you can't plan for. It's just chemistry. It's just magic.
I feel like I'm winning at life at the moment.
Captain Marvel, you took everything from me. I think these three heroes are really special, so I'm really excited for audiences to see these three women come together on the big screen.
I'm feeling so many feelings right now.
Carol Danvers, prodigal child of the Milky Way.
Nick Fury, my favorite one-eyed man of intrigue.
How goes it out there?
You know, cold, no air, space.
Captain Marvel, the Annihilator. You took everything from me. And now I'm returning the favor.
What is happening to me? She's entangled our light-based powers, so we switch places whenever we use them.
Strong theory.
You can absorb light. I can see it. And Kamala,
Who's Kamala?
hi, she can turn light into physical matter, which I have never heard of.
I could totally show you. She's targeting every planet we call home. I would never choose to bring anybody into this.
You are not the only thing standing between this and the universe.
Oh my god, we're a team.
If you wanna bet on your internet,
faster.
Who's that good kitty goose?
I can't. Can you?
I got it.
Greetings guys, just got out of seeing the Sydney premiere of the brand new Marvel Studios film, and that is The Marvels, and I have to say I really enjoyed it. It's very interesting meld of genres. If I told you that at times it feels like a sci-fi musical, that's going to sound bizarre to you, but there's some sequences, particularly in the midpoint, that kind of do go there. And really Marvel Studios, courtesy of obviously Kevin Feige, they're really kind of bending the boundaries and kind of testing those limits of what they can kind of do with different genres. This works really well. It is essentially a team-up movie, and team-up movies have worked so well for Marvel Studios, particularly with the Avengers. This is not quite an Avengers level film, but it's quite great, quite enjoyable. And it has a little bit for everyone. There's kind of that family-friendly element, and there's that great humour to it, but also there's a really great story, and it is very well grounded considering it really does feel very science fiction, which is really cool. And I'm talking about sequences like in space that are really filmed kind of quite realistically, but as well as that, there is that kind of cosmic level threat, but it still feels grounded. If you do like films like Guardians of the Galaxy, this kind of really leans into that, but obviously you've got these superpowered heroes, particularly in the form of Captain Marvel. She returns, and of course taking on that role is the wonderful Brie Larson. She is particularly great in this. I like her quite a bit. Also, have to say it's probably better than her original origin film, Captain Marvel. I think it really, she is kind of quite an overpowered character. She is flawed, but it is kind of an interesting way that she is flawed. It's kind of more about kind of breaking that character down as opposed to someone kind of rising out of adversity. So it's a little bit different to some other heroes, but they've kind of really cracked the code here and done it very well. And I think a lot of that is courtesy of the introductions of two characters in particular. They did feature in the Disney Plus series of WandaVision, and as well as that the brand new show which was Miss Marvel. Iman Vellani in the role of Kamala Khan. She is vivacious, she's got fantastic energy, she is fantastic, and she really is that essential grounding element in this movie. It works a treat, and as well as that, it's kind of giving a perspective of kind of like that audience member, or that someone who's unaware of this kind of really fantastical world and kind of being thrust into that. Kind of reminds me of things like Harry Potter and stuff like that. In this case, Kamala Khan, she's kind of really thrust into this kind of superhero cosmic adventure, and I think that kind of really is a good barometer for the audience, and kind of like tapping into that kind of endearing elements to her character. And she does well to kind of ground Carol Danvers' character, which is courtesy of Brie Larson as well. Also, Teyonah Parris, who in the role of Monica Rambeau, she is really great as well. Another kind of key element. She kind of adds a bit more of the science to it, and kind of, I guess, in a way, she's a bit of exposition for all the kind of crazier concepts. But it works really well. There is some kind of interesting stuff that happens in the midpoint. Humorous, entertaining, fun. I'm sure like younger audiences will get a kick out of it. But there is some kind of interesting elements in there, and I'm not joking about kind of musical numbers. It's kind of really fantastic and interesting. You have to check it out to kind of really understand what's going to happen. Also, Goose kind of returns. If you know who Goose is and seen Captain Marvel, there's some fun antics in relation to that particular species that Goose belongs to. So let's just say there's quite a few cats in this film. But otherwise, I think it's quite a good film. The interesting element about this movie in particular is that the villain, probably not the best villain in the world, but quite grounded at the same time, and she does have a motive that is kind of quite plausible and maybe not quite understandable, but yeah, it's plausible, and I think the audiences will kind of feel her perspective quite a bit as well. And they do really lean into things like that alien war of the Kree and the Skrulls, which is kind of what has been explored recently with things like Guardians of the Galaxy and a few of the new kind of TV series, including Secret Invasion. I think that's probably something. It's not necessary that you need to watch kind of things like Secret Invasion or things like Miss Marvel, but it does help, and WandaVision might help as well. But really, the way flashbacks are utilised in this, there's kind of an interesting plot device that works really well to kind of really cover all those bases. So I don't think you really need the TV series in relation to that. I think you just kind of fall into the movies. If you're up to date with the movies, it's a great kind of feeling, fun movie. It's probably the best Marvel Studios movie I've seen since Avengers Endgame. Now, probably quite a bit of a bold kind of statement. I did like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness quite a bit, and also Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is particularly good, and Black Panther Wakanda Forever is quite good too. Shang-Chi as well on some certain elements, but those kind of multiverse kind of movies, this is up there with them, and if not kind of just a little bit more fun and a little bit better in some ways. It's really well done how they kind of devise this, but really think Guardians of the Galaxy feels, and adding kind of like more superhero elements to it. That is kind of essentially the feel of this film, which is really quite cool. They've kind of lent in quite a bit to that, so congratulations to the creative team in relation to that. Now, there is some interesting cameos in this, and also that post-credit scene is probably the best post-credit scene I've seen probably since the Avengers movies. It is really fantastic, and really is leaning into kind of a group that probably hasn't been explored in the Marvel Studios films. It's kind of been hinted at, and it's not the group that you'd be probably thinking about. So it's interesting to see where they're going to go with this. Probably is an interesting way that they might even lead into this next Deadpool movie. Not to say Deadpool's in it, but you'll know if you see the post-credit scene what kind of stuff Marvel Studios is leaning into, and I think it's quite fascinating, particularly when you're dealing with multiple realities and different dimensions and that sort of thing. But there's some significant character that kind of pops up, so definitely stay behind for the post-credits as well. But aside from that, I think it's a really fun and fantastic movie, really fun and exciting, but Iman Vellani really does steal the show, and just her family kind of, it just really does feel very well grounded, considering it's a cosmic space adventure. And of course Brie Larson and Teyonah Parris do really well as well. As a dynamic team, they're really fantastic and very enjoyable to watch on screen. But aside from that, hopefully you enjoy the footage from tonight, but yeah, definitely check it out while you can. But aside from that, I'm about to head off. Catch you guys at the next one. So long.